What's up, y'all? Got a film of the feed, so let's get into this tea. We about to get into Cassandra, James Wright default judgment explanation. This is Cassandra, your favorite paralegal. Let's get it.
Hey,
This
it's your
does
girl,
say
your
part
favorite
two.
paralegal.
Hold on one second. Do part one.
Welcome to Legal Doc Talk 24/7. Hey guys, so this is an update in regards to the James Wright versus Chrisean civil matter. As you all are aware, James Wright also filed a civil suit against Chrisean Rockford or Chrisean Malone in regards to personal injuries that he sustained in the incident that took place at the what is that child's name at that concert? Tony Tamara Braxton. Forgot her name. And so, in addition to Chrisean facing criminal charges in which she is doing her 12th month probation in regards to that, he also filed for personal injury damages. Now, if you have been with me, you guys know we have gone through all of the documents that James' attorney has provided to the to the courts. And I've also explained to y'all, if you guys are not aware, I am a personal injury freelance paralegal. So yes, even though I don't work for one firm, I work for many firms across the United States of America. I do personal injury, I do family law. I don't know how many times I say that, and I'm a notary, but that's besides the point. The point is, this is my forte. I handle plaintiff's personal injury matters. So I kind of gave you guys the ins and outs of what James may or may not be getting. As I have stated time and time and time again, that I do see, or I did see James walking away with money. Probably not what he wanted, but he was going to walk away with something. And that is what I am here to break down for you guys, because there has been an update in the case. Now, we have gone through what he has submitted to the court, and as I explained time and time again, you have to prove up your damages. Anytime you file a lawsuit, preferably a personal injury lawsuit, you have to submit not only the bills, but you also have to submit the medical records to show that it was medically necessary for you to actually get the services that you need in result of the negligence of another party or the defendant, in which he did submit documentation. Okay. However, there were some things that he did not submit that actually proved his damages. Now, damages,
Hold on, what?
okay. However, there were some things that he did not submit that actually proved his damages. Now, damages,
Wow.
as I said it before, medical records, medical bills, dentist bills, therapy bills, and records. When it comes to pain and suffering, and I forgot, damages can also include lost wages. Okay, so you have to prove that. Pain and suffering is just something a little bit more extra. For your mental anguish, for your physical impairment, for physical infringement, all of that will be considered pain and suffering. Okay, let me bring up this document. So just real briefly, I'm going to show you guys this is his amended declaration that he actually filed back in, I want to say, October. Okay.
His pain and suffering was $50,000, and the damages was 77,000. Crazy.
Now, since then, he did have time to prove up his damages.
Damn, his attorney fees was 15,000.
But this was the last and only thing that he submitted. So whatever he submitted to the court, that was it. All we saw was a therapist bill, but we didn't have any therapy records to show that it was medically necessary for him to get therapy, or that the therapy was in relation to what happened at that incident at the Tamar Braxton concert. Okay. We also saw I believe it was a bill for the dentist, but there were no dentist records to show that it was medically necessary for him to replace all of his teeth, or majority of them, or get veneers, right? It didn't show anything that that determined that he needed that because of what happened at the Tamar Braxton.
That's crazy. Crazy.
Okay, it was only the bills. So we would have needed a report to say, okay, because this happened at this particular time, he needed to replace this, this, and this. So there was no dental records to prove up the dental bill. Okay. He also provided wage statements showing that I guess he had to cancel some of his engagements that he had. That I don't know how they really proved that, unless Chrisean's attorney possibly was able to get his W-2s or his tax returns to show, okay, it shows like the prior 2 years you're making, let's say, 60,000 per year. Okay, then they will compare and say, okay, we see that you used to make this much, a much amount of money, used to make this amount of money for these past 2 years. So it is a possibility that you lost out on this income. Normally in that process, what they will do is they will hire a vocational specialist, and a vocational specialist will actually get that client's, I'm sorry, not the defendants, the plaintiff's medical records, their resume, their whatever, pay stubs, bank statements, and they will go through, and that's what they're considered an expert. So that expert will go through and say, okay, they have the qualifications. We looked at their prior tax returns, and it does show that if they was to stop working, that they would make this amount of money, so on and so forth. Okay, so I don't know if that was the case. Probably not, because I think they would have been awarded way more than what he was awarded. So I don't even think that was a possibility. So I said all of that to say that what I explained to you guys back in October was all that he submitted. I don't think that he submitted anything else. He didn't submit the medical records. He did not submit the dental records to match the bill. He did not provide the therapy records to match the bill, meaning that it wasn't the question that we all ask when we're doing this. Was it medically necessary for you to get this treatment because of this injury? And I don't think that I'm not even saying I don't think he did not, because if he did, then he would have been awarded all of his damages, pain and suffering, and so on and so forth. So overall, the damages was $77,926.70. Pain and suffering, they were requesting $50,000. Service of process, $2,106. Attorney's fees, $15,000 to an amount of $145,032.70. As I stated before, and you could go back and watch my other videos, I specifically said he is going to walk away with something, but not as much as he thought that he would be, because he has to prove up these damages. All right, so now going to the minutes of the court. They did have a hearing today, and it states that that the court provides an oral tentative ruling to counsel. They heard the argument for both of the sides in regards to the default judgment, and it states that the court granted the default judgment in a reduced amount. Excuse me. Damages are reduced to a statutory threshold based on the evidentiary support. Proof of service of statement of damages shows personal service, but the statement of damages was not filed with the court. Attorney fees are stricken, meaning that you're not going to get attorney fees. Accordingly, court enters judgment in the amount of $37,106, and the court modified and signed the proposed judgment.
I want to know what made them go with 37. And shit, if you got to pay 37 and your lawyer fees was 15,000, then half of that already going back to them. You just wasted time and money.
Okay, so he's still going to have to submit his statement of damages. So service was perfected, meaning that she was served. She just failed to answer during that time. I believe in California it's 30 days. So the court
he got that default judgment because her ass didn't respond.
See that, and they took that into consideration. Okay, now going on.
So this motherfucker didn't prove that he had any injuries or nothing. Almost like this shit really didn't happen, like I said. And he still gets some money because Chrisean didn't hit him back.
To the default judgment order, they did consider this written declaration.
No, she went to jail because of him.
He submitted. And then let's see. All right, so here's the breakdown.
She went to jail because of the warrant from him.
So here damages. So the total damages was $127,926.70. So all they did was added the damages and the pain and suffering. Okay, that's the first part. So as far as damages, the court only awarded $35,000 out of that $127,000. Okay, this is based off of what James submitted to the court. We seen it, and if you didn't see it, go back and watch the videos. It was not a lot. You cannot just submit bills and think that you're going to get a judgment. You have to support, you have to show that it was medically necessary to get whatever it is that you got in order to prove up those damages, to prove up that medical bill or dental bill or therapy bill or lost wages. And because he did not do that, that is why his amount was reduced. Attorney's fees, it was stricken. So the attorney ain't getting paid for nothing. And I think I spoke with you about the attorney as well. Go back and watch the video. Go back and watch the video. That judge he is not getting paid dilly squat. And the reason being is because even just like the plaintiff has to submit their damages, medical records, employment records, bills, all of that, the attorney also has to submit their statement to show how much work they put into it. So for the judge to have stricken 15 G's, that means that they didn't even provide a statement of their costs and their fees.
Who didn't provide a statement? The lawyer?
It costs to file this petition. It costs to get a service processor, unless James, came out of pocket. But I didn't even see any, receipts showing that James did this all himself. So for the attorney to not get anything is wild. I would be pissed. Let's see. And he awarded the cost. So this was the service processor cost, to the cost to actually serve her. So in total, that's the $37,106. And that's it. That's it. That's all. That's all. So as of right now, Chrisean has a judgment of
$37,000. Now I don't know what made her make a second video.
Illegal, aka song, cause child, I got to go to bed. And yeah, I just had to just hop on right quick because there were some questions um that was on darn it, what you call that darn thing? Hold on, I'm trying to do two things at once. Why did I just go blank?
I'm telling we be going through it.
Gotta come to YouTube and figure out what's going on. Hold on, I'm doing something behind the scenes. The judgment stated that the attorney fees was stricken. Okay. And let me pull that up too. I don't know why. I'm gonna also pull up the order. Give me a second. Let me do this too, cause and where is the declaration? Okay. So if y'all have questions, definitely ask them now, because I just kind of, and I be assuming everybody knows this. All right. So this is what he submitted to the court by declaration. Okay. I'm not even I don't feel like pulling up his freaking medical records, right? So his damages is going to include his lost wages that he submitted. You remember those invoices that he submitted, right? So it's going to include that. It's going to include the dental bill that he submitted. Remember, it said that he had so many veneers replaced or entered or whatever.
The thing is, this nigga ain't even have veneers, bro. Not the way them teeth look.
Okay. He had a therapist bill, but we didn't see any other bill like an emergency room bill or an urgent care bill
And why
or a
wouldn't you go
physical
to the
therapy
emergency
bill or
room?
anything of that nature. Okay.
That was
So
the first thing he should have did, was went to the emergency room.
it's just the dentist bill,
That's crazy.
the invoices from, I guess, services that he usually, I don't know he's an entertainer. So those, as well as the dental bill. So dental, therapist, lost wages. That is all that he submitted as far as his damages go. In order for him to have provided or not provided to get this 77,000 at least, he would have submitted medical records to show that it was medically necessary for him to get this treatment due to the injuries that he sustained on that night. All right. So, for instance, if he submitted the dentist bill, okay, you can't just submit bills and think that the judge is automatically going to grant you the amount of your bills.
So from what she's saying, I feel like he was able to get that judgment because Chrisean didn't respond in time. That's where that's my understanding. Y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comment section below. I'm done with this video. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Hey.